How to study when you don't feel like it. Hi friends, have you ever sat down to study only to feel completely overwhelmed, tired, and unable to focus? You're not alone. Today, I'll show you a technique I've used. It's called the ladder method, and it's designed to help you tackle studying even when you don't feel like it. Why your brain resists studying. Before diving into the ladder method, it's crucial to understand why your brain resists studying in the first place. Our brains are energy-efficient machines that are constantly trying to conserve resources. The result of her efforts? The brain consumes around 20% of our resting energy. This makes it naturally averse to tasks that seem mentally draining, like studying. When you think about sitting down with a big textbook, your brain doesn't just see pages of information, it sees an energy-intensive task that involves organizing tons of new facts, concepts, and details. Your brain essentially goes into energy-saving mode, triggering that familiar feeling of wanting to avoid studying. The power of the ladder method. This is where the ladder method comes in. Instead of trying to conquer an entire chapter or subject all at once, the ladder method helps break down the workload into small, manageable rungs. Each rung represents a low-effort task that builds on the previous one. This makes it much easier to focus and retain information without feeling overwhelmed. The ladder method is a simplified version of one of the most powerful techniques taught in my program. It's one of the overpowered techniques that can turn 20 hours of studying into 5 hours, while giving you even better results. Here's how the ladder method works in practice. Step 1. Start with the easy stuff. Look at the material and identify what feels easiest to understand. Concepts you're already somewhat familiar. Ideas that are intuitive, skim through and focus on these easy-to-digest pieces of information. Step 2. Build a scaffold. As you go through the material, start organizing it mentally or through notes. Place each piece of information in groups and categories. When you file and sort the information as you go, it reduces your cognitive load, which makes it easier to hold on to and understand what you're learning. Do this for all the easy stuff you identified. This is your first rung of the ladder. Step 3. Move to the next rung. After completing the first rung, the material should feel a little more manageable. When you come back to it later, or if you have the energy, continue right away. Start digging deeper into slightly more complex concepts, but still keep the effort low. Since you've already built a scaffold of understanding, it's easier to slot in more details and refine your knowledge. Step 4. Repeat and refine. The more rungs you climb, the more organized your thoughts become. Each step feels easier because you're building on what you already know. The real magic is that every rung requires the same amount of effort, so you don't feel overwhelmed as you move forward. Over time, this method not only makes studying feel more approachable, but also trains your brain to stop procrastinating. Time to climb the ladder. The ladder method isn't just for textbooks. You can apply it to projects, assignments, and even work-related tasks. For example, start with high-level planning and progressively dive into the details, always keeping each task low effort. If you've never studied like this before, it's a game changer. So next time you feel overwhelmed by studying, remember, start small, keep it easy, and watch how much easier it becomes. Hope this helps. Thank you for watching.